During the Martian Madness event, the Martian saucer itself can be a real pain in the butt, based on what part of the game you're playing, whether it's expert mode or normal, but it can be very tricky to say the least, and today I'm here to give you a helping hand on how to defeat it. Now take this for what it's worth, this is just how I do it. Leave any comments, questions, or suggestions down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you as always. In this video, I'm going to talk about 2 ways you can defeat the Martian saucer. You'll have to pardon this video footage because I am using the UFO in this, but it's also very doable in expert mode with the cute fishron mount that drops from expert mode Duke Fishron. Before going into detail with the Martian saucer, I would like to say that for the rest of the Martian Madness event, it's not too bad, but one mob you should definitely keep an eye out for is the Tesla turret. Now, this is stationary, so it basically just sits and zaps you, but the problem is every time you take damage, what's going to happen is that you get a debuff called Electrified, and the more you move, the more damage you take. The lower the damage, you actually have to stand still, but in the Martian Madness, that could be a death blow because you're gonna get swamped. Best recommendation is to put priority on the Tesla turn and take one out as soon as you see it, so that way you won't have to worry about the Electrified debuff, and you can keep going along and moving during this event. Because that's one of the biggest things in this event is that you have to be constantly moving in order to survive. As for the Martian saucer, there's 2 ways to attack it. 1 out in the open and 2 underneath cover. For this first part, I'm going to do it out in the open, which isn't as difficult as it may sound, and then later I'll go to the undercover part and how to do it in a much safer way, which some may be more comfortable with. For the first part, if you are in expert mode, have the cute fishron, it will make things a little bit easier. Sure, it's slow, but there will be times where it can come in handy. If you don't have the cute fishron, or you just want to do something different, go ahead and have platforms, or at least 1 or 2 platforms that are higher up in the sky. You'll still have to be very mindful of mobs that may walk on them, but at the same time, you want to have some mobility to use your wings to fly around and just get away from some of the attacks. The saucer itself has 3 attacks. It basically shoots lasers, the second phase is to where it shoots missiles and bombs, and the third part is where it shoots its death ray. And this is where it gets really dangerous because this thing does take a big chunk of life, especially once it reaches phase 2, its enraged state, where it will take almost all of your life. It does a large chunk of damage. A suggestion for melee players, definitely have the vampire knives or even a yo-yo. You want to have ranged melee for this because if not, you're going to be in for a very difficult time. You'll have to get in close, and it can be very challenging to say the least. So the Eye of Cthulhu is a great yo-yo. Again, the vampire knives will help you get some life back when you lose it, and even the death sickle is a big help. As for fighting the saucer itself, it's basically dodging the first 2 attacks. Now you have to be very mindful of the third attack because, again, it will try to catch up with you and then shoot its death beam. The first phase, it's not too bad, but in the second phase, it gets very quick. In the first phase, you'll probably be able to dodge it. You'll need to pay very close attention when it's moving and when it's about to shift, especially in phase 2. Now, when you get to this point, it's basically going to be just death beams, and it's going to try to juke you out and go side to side. Basically, if you can get into the rhythm with the saucer, you'll be able to shift back and forth with it without taking any damage. Now, once it starts spinning and going out of control, that's the initial part of phase 2. Be mindful where it's at and keep running to that side. If you have movement speed increase, that will help. If not, you have a flying mount, that will help as well. But basically, remember that once it starts moving and shooting its laser, you'll have a few seconds, probably be about 1 to 2 seconds, before it starts shifting and it'll come back again and start shooting. So basically what I'm saying is, time it just right and you'll be able to shift with the UFO and avoid any damage. It sounds easy, but it's not always so. Again, you're going to have anywhere between 1 to 2 seconds of it shooting before it shifts. And when it shifts, it's going to move very quickly. It's going to be very hard to avoid, really. So you'll have to time it. Once it shifts, you'll be able to shift over to the other side and keep doing it. Again, this is why range is so important in here because you're going to have a very difficult time trying to get close enough with the UFO and avoiding that death beam in order to do any kind of significant damage. Now, the second way to do this, and which I think a lot of people would probably prefer, would be to use a balcony kind of setup where you build a wall above your character, and when it gets to this point where the death beam comes out, you basically hide underneath it. Now, it can be a little bit constricting considering the fact that you're going to have to find a way to do damage around that wall, but at the same time, you're not going to take any damage from the death beam because it can't go through any walls. Now, some great weapons for this are yo-yos for melee characters because you can actually maneuver around the wall, or the Daedalus Stormbow for ranged characters because you can rain down arrows, which is really, really great. And of course, if you're a mage, the Blizzard Staff, again, is another great option where you can just rain down ice and that'll be it. So there's a few ways you can get around the balcony effect. In the beginning, I would definitely recommend players to try the second effect with the balcony, but after a while, I would definitely recommend the first one because it adds a little bit more fun to the gameplay as well as a challenge. At the same time, it keeps you engaged. But make sure you have some decent weapons for this or else you'll be doing the first part for quite some time. That's going to do it for our video. So I hope you have fun, happy Martian hunting, and I hope you get what you're looking for. May it be the UFO mount or anything else. Good luck and have fun. Keep an eye out for more videos coming in the future. Be sure to subscribe and slap a like on it if you enjoyed this video or even found it informative. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time. The video's over, but there's more where that came from. Be sure to subscribe for more Terraria Let's Plays, Top 5s, and other videos as well as we cover different titles. You can click on one of the videos here for more. Be sure to rate this video accordingly as it helps the channel out greatly. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time.